Yo, what's up, everyone? Happy Easter week. We got a lot going on. I'm in a different room than normal, and there's like a truck just as like pulling rocks around outside. So in case it gets crazy loud, I apologize. We are going to jump right into this. Some of you watching this are never served in Kidman before. Some of you jump in just on our holidays and events. Some of you are there every single week. And so we kind of have this range. And I'm so glad that anyone coming in is coming in. Easter is not a service where I go, man, how do we really go deep with our kids? It's, hey, how do we make a strong connection? Because we have so many visitors coming in that my goal isn't that every kid that comes in accepts Jesus today, or on Thursday or on Saturday or on Sunday. It's that they have such a good experience that next week they go, Mom, Dad, I want to come back. I want to go there again. We'll do an event soon. We're trying to figure out how XPs work in a post-COVID world, but we'll do events, and I want kids to go, hey, I'm going to invite my friend that I invited to Easter, and they came at Easter, and then when you go, hey, you should come back to this thing called XP, my church, they go, oh, I had so much fun at that church, I want to go back. Our goal is not in day one for them to make that decision. We're gonna share the gospel. We're gonna talk about Jesus overcame death. That's the big idea. Jesus is alive. That's the story. Obviously, that's gonna get talked about at church. But I just want you to know, in case you've never served in Kidman before and you're jumping in today or this week for the first time, my goal for you as a small group leader is not to get in a circle with your kids and then by the end have them all have accepted Jesus. You will have some kids who have never sat through a church service before. They might not know what's going on. They won't want to participate. That's okay. I'm not expecting you to like command control of a kid who is brand new and doesn't want to participate. So what we want to do is reach out to those kids and just let them know, hey, we're glad you're here. You're actually going to have postcards at the end of service. I want you to make a note. So like you're going to have a paper like this. I'm printing out like 3 times as many of these. So on your notes that you have on the PDF, if you have a new kid, his name's Jeremy, and Jeremy's brand new. And, if there's going to be a star on the name tag if they've never been to Kidman before. So hey, I'm going to write that down, Jeremy. Awesome. So you write Jeremy down right here. After church, before you leave, write a note card or write on a postcard and just go, Jeremy, man, it was so awesome to have you in our class today. I'm so glad you came to church. I hope to see you again soon. Sign your name, and then I'll throw a stamp on that and send that out to them on Sunday afternoon. I'll put it in the mailbox. By Wednesday, they get a card from you, from the church, going, I'm so glad you were there. I noticed that you came. We're also going to send a thing to their parents saying, like, hey, here's what else we offer for your kids. So that's the heart behind Easter for me, is going, hey, we're going to share the gospel, but our long-term goal isn't for kids to just know the Bible. Our goal is for kids to know God. And so we're going to tell them the Bible. But more so than that, we want to create this opportunity for them to get to know God, and we want to be a part of that. So let's fly through this. It's really heavy on the large group, low key on the small groups. Again, for the reason being, I know some of you have never done this before and you're brand new. And normally I would go, hey, let's have you kind of shadow and not be super involved. And that just might not be an option. Okay. If you are coming in this week, if you're supposed to be like shadowing the group, but you have 20 kids because they all came to one service and a hunt, we're trying to prepare and disperse and stuff, but if they all come to one, you might just have to break out and do the discussion questions on your own. And so I'm going to walk through exactly what that looks like. So let's just start. Large group, we're going to open up 8 o'clock on the dot, or 4 o'clock on the dot, or 6:30 on the dot. We're going to press play on a video. It's a 4-minute Easter riddles. It's just fun, silly stuff. Hey kids, everyone, we're going to find our seats, answer these riddles. So we'll do that. Then the host will come up and it's going to welcome some kids, and they're going to finish, just asking kids questions. Who's going out of town to visit family, especially if it's like Thursday night, just going, hey, who's next week's spring break? Who's getting out of here? Have you done an Easter egg hunt yet? Or are you going to do an Easter egg hunt? Some stuff like that. And the finish by saying something along these lines. We have an amazing, keyword, amazing story to share later. Speaking of amazing, we just got stuck in a maze and we need your help to get out. And that transitions into our next game, which is there's a maze video on the screen. And every kid's going to stand up, and the maze, it's going to say, hey, to get out of the maze, we have to get through these 5 puzzles. And the way the puzzles work is it's going to say, hey, we just got to a block in the maze. Do we need to jump over the gate or go under the gate? If you think we need to jump over, I need you to start jumping up and down. If you think it's go under, I need you to get down on the ground. Whichever side is right, and then the video will say, oh, we needed to jump over. So if you get down on the ground, you need to have a seat. You're out. And we play until there are 5 levels. And so we want someone ultimately to win. And so it's, again, video driven. Every kid gets to play and participate. Then we'll do one more game on stage. I call it my loud game. And by that, it's a little bit crazier, a little bit messier. Kids will get excited by it. It's called Chilling with My Peeps. And you'll have kids come up on stage in groups of, and by the way, everything is on here. So you'll have all of this. You'll have either 4 or 6 kids, 2 or 3 teams. One team or one kid will stand like this, or however they want to stand. I guess they can stand like this. Their teammate is going to put marshmallow peeps on their body, stack them up. You have to try and have as many peeps stay on you as possible. At the end of a minute, or maybe even 30 seconds, then the host will get to throw one marshmallow peep at those kids and see if they can knock any of the peeps off. Whichever team has the most peeps on them afterwards wins the game. And so it's just a fun way to just get Easter candy out, put it on kids, throw a peep across the room. Great stuff. So we'll have 2 songs, Alive by Hillsong Young and Free, and For All My Days by Gateway Kids. I will have links to those for you. Our Bible story, Mark 16, 1 through 8. We're really talking about, yes, the Easter story, but specifically the women came to the grave the next morning and there was no one there. That's the key to this part of the Easter story, is that they were amazed that Jesus wasn't there. And so then we get to go back and go, Jesus told them he wasn't going to be there. Jesus was giving us clues to who he was going to be. And in our lives today, that's still the case, that Jesus has told us and shows us who he is and who he will always be. So we're going to do that. Then we break into our small groups. So this is the part where, and we'll fly again. I'm going to try and be thorough, but I'm going to try and fly. I want to get you out of here in 10 minutes, and it's at 7:25. So discussion questions. Who went to the tomb? Why did they put spices on Jesus' body? What did they see when they went to the tomb? Where can you share the message of Jesus? What ways can you share the message of Jesus? And who do you want to share the message of Jesus with? So those are the questions you're going to be asking your kids in your small group. You don't have to ask every single question. Those are just some great ways to kind of open up that discussion. Then you're going to have a prayer bucket. Give each kid a piece of paper and something to write with. Encourage them to think of a friend or family member they want to tell about Jesus. Tell them to write their names on the paper and then place it in the bucket during the week. Pray with your team over the names the kids place in the bucket. So it says pray with your teams. I just want you to be praying for your kids and go, God, I just want to pray for my kids that were in my small group, that they would find an opportunity to share Jesus with the person that they wrote down. So then the kids are going to turn that in. You're going to ask, now that you've written that name down, what can you do about it? How can you tell that person about Jesus? Then finally, you will pray to close out your group. And then you'll finish with one final game in your small group, and it is an Easter egg mountain. And you're going to get like an egg crate that's 4x4. And so you'll put Easter eggs in the 4x4 grid, and then you have to see how fast you can build a pyramid of eggs without it falling down. And so it gives you some more of the instructions there. But we have so many Easter eggs around the church still that you'll have plenty of Easter eggs. The grids are on their way from Amazon as we speak. So it should be a pretty good time. So if you get done with all of that and church is not done yet, I have more fun videos to just play on the screen for kids to participate with, but we'll need to get that room reset because the next wave of kids is going to be coming in. So we're not going to have them be up and running around and playing with the balls and stuff this week because it's just not going to be conducive for, when we call out a kid's name and say, Jeremy, your mom's here, we need Jeremy to get out of the room in the nicest way possible because we need that hallway needs to get cleared. So we kind of have to bridge that gap between like being welcoming and inviting and also being like, get out. So this is the fun tension that we get to bear. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, respond to the Planning Center invite, or shoot me a text at 217-357-4937. I have 6 seconds to get you guys out of here. So have a great day, and I will see you on Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday. Thanks, everyone. Peace out.